I've done 2 reviews looking at this LARB buffer for the AR-15, and I think we've shown pretty conclusively that there's something about the design of this buffer that is separate from the weight of the buffer that actually does contribute to slowing down the bolt velocity and cyclic speed in an AR-15, which equates to a softer shooting AR-15. Viewers have asked for a direct comparison between this buffer and the H2 buffer. Now, this LARB does come with some different weights that can be changed out, so you can adjust the weight and make this even heavier. So to try to make as direct a comparison as possible, what I've done is put a tungsten weight and actually an aluminum weight from the KAK adjustable buffer kit, which I've reviewed in a separate video. So I've been able to adjust this weight to 4.55 ounces. And the standard weight for an H2 buffer is 4.6 to 4.65. The buffer that I actually have that I'm going to test weighs in at 4.65. So theoretically, the standard H2 buffer that I'm going to test against this has a weight advantage since it's 1/10 of an ounce heavier. And therefore, all things being equal, the H2 buffer should outperform the LARB buffer in reducing the bolt velocity. So what I'm going to do in today's video is just a brief wrap up of my evaluation of this LARB by doing a direct comparison with this LARB with an adjusted weight to closely match that of the H2 buffer. So let's get out and do our final wrap up evaluation and testing of this buffer.
This is the standard H2 buffer weighing in at 4.65 ounces with the standard carbine spring, Wolf ammunition, and Wolf upper. We're using the full auto fire just so we can get a more accurate measurement of the changes in bolt velocity. .30 rounds. Now we've switched to the LARB buffer weighing in at 4.55 ounces. So the LARB is at a 1/10 of an ounce disadvantage. So let's see how it compares. .30 rounds, no failures. I've replaced the tungsten and aluminum weights with the standard single piece stainless steel weight that comes in the LARB from the factory. So now we've reduced the weight of this buffer to 4.0 ounces. So let's see how it stacks up against the heavier H2 buffer as it comes from the factory. Perfect function. Let's check the timing. All right, let's get back to the shop. We'll review the films, do the calculations, and then we'll review the results with you.
I think we've shown clearly that ounce for ounce, the LARB offers an advantage in slowing down bolt velocity, and therefore in making a softer shooting AR-15. But we also found that if we compare the standard weight LARB to an H2 buffer, that the H2 buffer actually slows down the bolt velocity more. H buffers cost around $30, H2 buffers around $35, and H3 buffers around $40. So if you have a rifle that's overgassed enough to drive an H2 buffer, then a more economical approach would be to buy an H2 buffer instead of the LARB. But if your goal is to maximize the tuning of your rifle and you can drive the weight of an H2 buffer, then you could further tune the bolt velocity by using an LARB and adding weight to it. But that obviously would be a more expensive option. Another option would be to use an adjustable gas block. Once again, it's going to be more expensive, but you can fine-tune your upper. But another important thing to note is that at any gas pressure, able to drive any weight buffer down to a 4-ounce buffer, the LARB is going to offer you an additional slowing down of the bolt velocity. So to sum up what we've determined about this new buffer design, number one, the design itself is advanced and offers some benefit at any given weight as far as slowing down the bolt velocity and making your rifle softer shooting. Number two, we have advanced materials. This is 100% stainless steel. Number three, there is advanced construction. The construction of this buffer compared to the standard buffer is beautiful. It's very heavy duty and very durable. And the design includes features like the head of the buffer mating to the rear of the bolt carrier and the rear of the buffer mating to the internal diameter of the springs. So I have to give kudos to Nick Berry at Armament for adding to the shooting community and for designing a buffer that contains actual tactical magic. I hope you found the information interesting and useful. If you have any questions, as always, please post those and I'll try to respond to those in a timely fashion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Perfect function. Let's check the timing.